Throughout the late 70s and early 80s, video games such as Space Invaders, Donkey Kong, and Pac-Man exploded in popularity.
Pac-Man Fever. It's driving me crazy.
In 1982, the arcade video game industry's revenue in quarters was estimated at $8 billion. The arcades where video games were typically played became a thing of the past once personal computers and video game consoles were introduced.
You're playing with power. The Nintendo Entertainment System Deluxe set. Batteries not included, Super Mario Brothers, and other games sold separately.
But in Salem, a few of those old arcade machines are still alive, along with thousands of other classic video games at Stone Age Gamer. Andy Harsh is co-owner.
Okay, thank you. Have fun. Okay, thanks.
We specialize in retro video game accessories, games, and systems. We do carry a long line of games and accessories from anywhere from Atari on up to PlayStation 4 and the newest stuff. But we really specialize on the older generation of games and consoles and things like that.
In 2007, Harsh began collecting classic video games he enjoyed throughout his childhood and slowly started buying, selling, and trading them to other video game enthusiasts.
Once you have a few, you kind of, rekindle that love for the games from years ago, and you just, start a collection, and that kind of spirals out of control from there. Over time, it just became, more and more and more, and I realized I could kind of almost, go into business. Well, our other business owner, Ryan, had started the company years before that, and I approached him because I wanted to sell on a site that, did something similar, and we just kind of got into business together and kind of took it to the next level.
In 2013, the business found a home in Salem and was primarily used as a base of operations for its website, only opening its doors to the public for holidays.
Well, when we first moved in here, we really didn't anticipate opening a storefront, and we had that in mind, but it wasn't really our goal. We were an online business, so we really focused on a building that would fit our needs. And this building was nice because if we ever wanted to open a storefront, we could work our online business and we could do that at the same time.
In 2015, customer demand drove Harsh to open his doors 6 days a week. He says gamers of all age still come in for the classics.
We do get some hardcore collectors that are your typical, the guys that kind of grew up playing this stuff, but we get a lot of casual gamers, a lot of people that you maybe wouldn't think. We get grandmas in here that are, maybe you wouldn't expect to buy some of the games they do. Just different people from different walks of life all the time.
The old games can't come close to the graphics and technology of today's titles, so why are so many people reverting back to decades-old games? Harsh says it all comes down to nostalgia.
When you play these games, it's not like these games have gotten any worse. There was a reason you loved them back in the day, and most people, when they pick them back up, they remember that. They're great games. The fun factor comes back once you, get them in front of you again.
Stone Age Gamer currently has 4 full-time employees and 1 part-time employee who is in charge of the Stone Age Gamer podcast, which you can find on their website.
He approached us because he kind of stole our name. It was kind of a funny story, but once we got to knowing him, we realized that, he does, the things that they do on the podcast are pretty much in line with what we do, and we kind of just rolled with it. So we kind of just put it out there and kind of advertise it on our site, and kind of, get different ideas to them sometimes for things that we're doing as well. Sometimes it'll focus just on retro games and things like that. It might be, one week it might just be, games that are extremely hard or difficult. One week it might be, brand new game came out and we want to talk about that. It's a real mix of gaming from all eras.
While today's video games are moving towards a more digital-focused platform, Harsh says there are still millions of copies of games you can get your hands on and enjoy for years to come.
We hope to, be doing this a long time as far as the retro gaming business goes, but we do hope that future generations, have a format where they can still come into stores like ours and still, purchase these things and pick them up and, see them and feel them and, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, we hope to do it for years to come.